fungus, yeasts, molds, shrooms, all fungi. Currently considered more animal than plant, a network of mycelial decomposers. While I don't do drugs, I do think mushrooms are incredibly cool. And now you may be wondering, Daniel Profeta, when are you going to tie this back to something horror related? When is this going to be about My Little Pony and my friends? Allow me to introduce to you My Little Fungus. Created by TikTok user Marmar the Imp, My Little Fungus is a pretty long Infection AU that is currently in its second season. Today we're going to start with season 1, numero uno, and maybe when season 2 is finished at some point in the future, we can return, we can revisit the series, we can move on to that. But for now, let us just begin this descent into mushroom-induced madness. My Little Fungus, an MLP Infection AU. I've never heard of those. What is that? Okay, typical opening. We've got the character profiles kind of introducing us to the team, some items that they may have, and of course showing us some, like it's a video game, we've got some stats off to the side. Twilight is not infected. Has head of Reachers, horn burnt out. Eye bags, haircut short, a hazmat suit made by Rarity. She's lost weight because she's too stressed. Always wears a mask outside of Bubble. Journal, flashlight, both kept in a first aid kit. You know what I love to keep in my first aid kits? My journals, my flashlights, my pepper spray, my Oreos. Naked looks to the moon from the Rain World video game. The main stats we see are sanity, hunger, thirst, infection, sleep, paranoia, and stress. There are multiple people in the comments under this video asking if higher percentages are good or bad. I thought that would be self-evident, but just in case. Obviously, sanity being at 90%, that's 90% out of 100, 100 being the most sanity, and 0 being no sanity at all, being like you are, let's cut it at, there's no sanity at all. Here is Rarity. Neat freak, part of the sanitation crew, stays within the bubble. All right, so we've had multiple references to the bubble. So obviously they've created probably a magic circle encasing somewhere, either Ponyville maybe, or they might have gone to the Crystal Empire, where we have, I'm pretty sure the Crystal Empire has done the bubble thing, right? I'm remembering correctly? Could be wrong. I think so. Refused to cut her mane, though she agreed to cut her tail. Why are all the characters cutting their hair? Is there a reason for this? Custom suit and gloves, personal weapon hid under a pillow. She scavenged these things. And here's Pinkie Pie, a scout, primary caretaker of the twins, often killing vicious infected. She has backup balloons, a gun, a headset, armor, cut hair that grows back fast. She has bombs. Oh, I guess the balloons kind of act as bombs. This is fun. I feel like a lot of the Infection AUs we've gone over so far are, you know, they lean towards the magical, the mystical. The friendship is magic of it all. Whereas this is the first time we're seeing guns, headsets, bombs, suits, you know, body armor that looks like, I don't know, Kevlar or something. I think it's interesting. It's cool. It's a cool new take on it, which I think harkens back to where these Infection AUs kind of draw a lot of inspiration from 28 Days. Here's Fluttershy, a nurse. She has medicine and an old plushie. Joined in as a nurse due to the lack of nurses, she's still very shaken up about the whole thing. And it definitely makes sense that she's a nurse, because I feel like that's perfect for her character. Is Angel Hair with her, or is that plushie just kind of a stand-in? That'd be sad. Here's Applejack, kind of neglecting hygiene. Real. Same, even. I'm kidding. I'm not. I am not. Scars from fights, dulled ribbon, armor, hazmat suit, but Rarity refused to let her take a regular one. Applejack is a scout. Only has Apple Bloom left. Very distant. Again, I'm seeing a gun, although we've pixelated the guns because TikTok sucks. And like a duffel bag for the gun, I would imagine. And here's Rainbow Dash, also a scout, part of the last Wonderbolts, usually in the air. Stronger due to flying with all of the armor on. Rainbow Dash has an oxygen mask due to being at high altitudes and a flare gun. Right off the bat, I just want to say I really love the basic art style. And that's our basic introductions to the characters. And next, also true to form for a lot of these Infection AUs, we are going to see how the infection actually spreads. Stage 1. Symptoms similar to allergies, coughing blood, loss of appetite, terrible stomach cramps. Do allergies frequently cause coughing up blood? I guess probably severe ones. Stage 2, increased coughing, irritation, intense weight loss, still no appetite. Weak, Wings become useless, magic depleted. Black gunk starts to leak from the subject, becomes unresponsive. Oh, the art is starting to get a lot creepier here. I like this. Stage 3. Appetite returns, cannibalistic urges, bites, consciousness almost gone, aggressive, completely nonverbal. Hives cover its body. The eyes begin to deteriorate. It seems stronger. Decay has begun. And then stage 4, where things noticeably take a turn for the worse, as depicted with this really creepy, gritty art. The eyes have completely changed. The jaw is eroding away as black bile kind of drips down onto the fur, which is the fur and the skin seems to be almost coming off of the body and like sagging down. It's crazy. A full loss of consciousness. Lost all color. Decay has sped up. Spreads via bite, scratch, saliva. More hives, loss of fur and hair, odd glowing green aura. And then the moment we've all been waiting for, stage 5. It looks almost like a statue. The final stage. Elongated. No! Why would you use elongated again? Oh, I'm having flashbacks. Elongated, green, weird fungus on it, uses smell to hunt, not great hearing, very hungry. Next up we have more stats and descriptions for the princesses. Here's Princess Luna, working non-stop, assembled her night ponies to protect Cloudsdale, communicating to the main 6 via dreams. Princess Celestia, intense horn burnout, unsure how to fix it, worried about her pupils. Princess Cadence, who does not seem to be doing well. Very weak, overworked, shining armor is concerned. I'm also concerned because the section that says the infection percentage is scribbled out. Seems as though Princess Cadence may not be doing too hot. Here's Twilight's map. Canterlot's protected, the base camp is protected, Ponyville seems to be destroyed, Cloudsdale has no reports, the Crystal Empire needs to be protected. Crystal Empire. I believed the Crystal Empire was safe. We had plans to travel up there, but I believe that might not be a good idea. Dear Twilight, we fear the worst has happened. It has been weeks since we have been contacted by Cadence or Shining Armor. None of our messages have been getting through. We are trying everything to reach them, yet the last update Shining gave us was that the virus had reached them. He didn't give numbers, so we thought they could handle it. We are sorry, Twilight. Sincerely, Celestia. Here's Twilight, hunkered in a bunker, her hair cut short, staring out a window forlornly. Seems like there might be tears kind of streaming down her cheeks, but I can't totally tell. I'm worried. Spike is missing, and now them. I hope that somehow Shining Armor and Cadence are all right. Please, let them be all right. Weeks ago, outside of the Crystal Empire, groups of ponies walking along a path. Flurry Heart seems to be a bit older than in the show. In the description of the slideshow, the creator tells us that the story takes place 5 years after the finale, so Flurry Heart is a little bit older now, and she says, "Daddy, where's Mommy?" "Don't worry, Flurry. She'll catch up with us." He is lying. She's gone forever. I have no idea, actually. How will she find us? No more question. We need to keep moving. Cease questioning me, child. I know what's best. Let us keep moving. Ooh, and there's a really cool image of a castle. I'm not quite sure how the creator made that. Because so far, and we've looked at a few different Infection AUs that do this, and I don't know, I think it's cool, the kind of, I don't know if it's called a collage, but where you take your own art and then impose it on top of pictures or multiple pictures kind of fading into each other, or cut out and put like multiple images together, whether they're like stock images or just random things found online. I think that shit's so cool. Okay, the next slide, there's Cadence. Found her. Oh boy. Okay, so Cadence is crawling down the stairs inside the castle. At least I think that's Cadence. It might not be Cadence. I could be wrong, but I think it is. Let me check the comments. Is that Cadence? Yes, eradicated. The map has been updated. The Crystal Empire seems to be no more. After that tidbit of story, we're back in with some more kind of context, I guess. Which is it is fun. I have mixed feelings about putting lots of slideshows at the beginning where it's just like, here's their stats, and here are the characters, because the majority of people stumbling across these videos know who the characters are already, but it also gives like context. I'm just personally always excited for when the actual comic or story begins. But this one is Cutie Mark Crusaders and some other characters. We're gonna kind of speed run it a little bit. First, we have Apple Bloom, 13 to 15 now, very rebellious, trying to help with the farm since Big Mac left. Here's Sweetie Belle, has a boyfriend, getting used to living with her parents again. Scootaloo, punk rock fan, still living with her aunts. Waiting Room, Fugazi, Agent Orange, Bloodstains. I'm casting spells. I'm casting punk rock spells on you guys. Lily Moon introduced Scootaloo to punk rock. Moved to Ponyville a few years ago. Lily Moon. Is that a character from the show or is this an OC? I'm actually not totally sure. I like the design though. Very cool. Also, I think I spy a trans pin on the cool jacket that they have. So this part says Babs was able to work on the, and then doesn't say anything. It says was able to work on the for a semester and is dating Twist, and Twist is dating Babs, works at her mom's salon. Again, we get more context in the comments. Someone asked who is Sweetie Belle's boyfriend, and the response was a silly cult named Button Mash. I wonder if he likes video games. And if he does, slay the Spire 2, baby. Come on, join us. Join us! Name, redacted. Age 38. Occupation, daycare attendant. Infection stage 1. Patient came in for a checkup, believing she needed a prescription for her allergies. At a closer examination, she immediately was rushed to the ER. The longer we kept her, the more her symptoms worsened. No medicine seemed to stop the progression of the virus. I have decided to contact you, Princess, despite what my staff thinks. This is not a normal virus. I'm sending you these files. Reach out to me as soon as possible. First week, the very weak. Started to refuse most foods. Incoherent babbling. 2 months later, still no hunger, severe weight loss, loss of speech, turning aggressive. Before she became nonverbal, she answered an important question. Was she near, or did she eat anything contaminated? The patient explained she had a garden. A weird mold. Mold mentioned. My Little Fungus. I'll stop. I'm being annoying. Weird mold was growing on a few of her plants. She gathered the ones untouched. At a further look, it turns out all of it is molded. My staff and I are concerned as the mold seems to be spreading through the garden. We are worried it is contaminating other sources in Ponyville. We are studying the mold. Patient is a single mother. Her teenage son, we suspect, also might be infected, although he seems fine with all his visits. He has been living with his girlfriend's family. He didn't provide a house number or anything. I tell you, as soon as the son mentioned his girlfriend, the name he mentioned seemed familiar. It drove me crazy for days, until I realized it's the name of one of your friend's relatives. I singled it down to Sweetie Belle. Ponyville High was able to provide who they suspected was the boyfriend. I contacted Rarity to see if she could check on them. There has been no response. She said she's coming back from Canada a lot early. And then we see an email. I love this. I love that there's emails. Why has Twilight been sending messages with her horn fire this entire time when we could have been just Gmailing people? You got Yahoo, Outlook. Dear Principal Hoofley, Sweetie Belle and the whole family has gotten the flu. She'll be out for the rest of the week. Tell her teachers to send her and Button Mash their homework. Signed, Mrs. Crumble. This is horrible. Poor Sweetie Belle. Well, you're at that age, Sweetie Belle. 13, 14, 15. That's when the character development starts. I'm sorry. That's horrible. Okay, guys. We got to lock in. We're getting into it now. This is part 1 of 3 for a section titled Absence. Additionally, in the comments, I see the creator clarifying that Lily Moon is a character who is from the books. Here we see Scootaloo and Apple Bloom in school, kind of just hanging out at their desks. Sweetie isn't back. I thought it was just for that week. She hasn't been picking up my calls. What about you, Scoot? No. And I've called her and her house. You guys are overthinking this. It's the flu. My sister had it for like a whole month one time. Are you sure, Moon? Sweetie has never been this sick. I mean, I can't say for sure, but just randomly dropping in on her wouldn't help. Maybe it would. Sweetie's probably dying to see us. We should visit her after school. I've got nothing going on after school. What about you, Moon? I guess my sister won't be home until 6 or something. All right, let's all meet at the Berry Shrub Lake. 4:30 sharp. You know, I've always seen things say, insert time here, sharp. What does that mean? What exactly is that? I just felt like George Carlin. Well, what exactly is that? Is 4:30 some type of new cheddar? I have Googled what does the word sharp mean in reference to time, and it just means precisely on that time, on the dot, not a minute later. Gotcha. But I guess context clues. Probably could have figured that out. After school, the time, 5:15 p.m. So it wasn't that sharp after. I'm just kidding. They probably have done other things in the meantime. I was wrong and I was right. Scootaloo's missing. Where the heck is that filly? Leave it to Scootaloo to be late to her own plan. Guys! Speak of the devil herself. Finally. What took you so long, Scootaloo? Sorry, guys. My aunts were giving me a hard time about rushing out and all. That's why I'm 45 minutes late. Well, let's go before it gets too dark. Get off of me. He didn't actually say get off of me. Added that in. You going to Shellshine's party? What? And there they are, walking down the street. that looks suspiciously like I don't know. This reminds me of when Mario Odyssey, the trailer came out, and it's like, here's Mario in a weird hybrid New York City world. What? No. I thought you hated her. I heard from snails that her parties are crazy. Thought I might crash one next time. Well, tell me how it goes then. This doesn't look good. They stopped dead in their tracks, staring at yellow keep out tape. This doesn't look good. No way, dude. What in Celestia's name? And there's a bunch of ponies in hazmat suits right outside the house, which has a magical bubble around it. Also, this pony in a hazmat suit is really funny looking to me. I don't know what it is. Look at that stance. Absence Part 2. They continue staring at the house shrouded in blue. What in the world? I guess we turn back now. What? No, we need to find out what's going on. Come on, Scootaloo. We can do some investigating tomorrow. Don't do anything stupid. Oh, all right. I'll catch up with you guys soon. We should have waited for her, Moon. I mean, we could have, but she's her own pony. Scoot can handle going home by herself. I know, I just have a bad feeling, you know? The worst thing that could have happened is her getting abducted by the government ponies. I'm not joking, Moon. Neither am I. See you tomorrow. Thank you for walking me home. No problem, Applebloom. Applebloom enters her abode. Babs, I'm home. Applejack, in here. She sounds upset. She finds Applejack, arms crossed, sitting, if you could call it that, on the couch. Where were you? What do you mean? Where were you? What do you mean? You were supposed to be here. With Granny. Oh my Celestia, Applejack, I'm so sorry. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed, Applebloom. Downtown Ponyville. The time, 6:45 p.m. Lily Moon begins walking down next to a chain link fence, and it's very dark and looks brooding and looks like something terrible is about to happen. But really quickly, there's people in the comments saying that Moon and Bloom were blushing when they were saying goodbye and they were shipping them together. But I was also noticing that Scootaloo kind of was draped over Moon's back a little earlier, which also seemed kind of like a very familiar gesture. Might have just been supposed to be a hug, but I know how much you guys love shipping and speculating, so just thought I'd point it out. Shit, Amber's home. Thought she would be home later. Don't use such language, Lily Moon. Don't you know we would never use such words on this channel? Moon, what are you doing home so late? Did you have another after-school thing? No, I was just out with some friends. Finally home. And he collapses into bed. But there's a tapping at the window. Sweet Celestia. Scoot, you scared me half to... Wait. So Scootaloo climbs in through the window and does not look too good. Scootaloo, what happened? Sweetie, and... Is that blood? Let me see your hoof. Scootaloo, you fool! You fool! Scootaloo, you fool! Holy, that's a lot. Were you attacked by an animal or something? No, it was Sweetie Belle. Okay, so before part 3 of Absence, we have My Little Fungus concepts, scrapped ideas, and sketches. Here's some sketches of ponies using bases as a reference, a scrapped OC. Here's an idea that ended up getting scrapped called Twilight's Children. She had 3 husbands, and this was supposed to be way into the future. Her husbands keep dying. That's interesting. That's almost like, what is that? Practical Magic, where every time they get married, the person dies, or find someone that they love, the person will pass away. Harmony, a Fluttercord kiddo, plus Zombie Fluttershy, who both got scrapped. Holy moly. At one point, Pinkie lost her leg. Apple and Rainbow Dash had a kid. Mid-infection Fluttershy scrapped. Rarity having kids. In the original idea, Flim and Flam teamed up with Screw. They're the cause of the infection and used it as beneficial gain. What the hell? Interesting. I mean, I like the way it currently is, but I will say, I really want one of these Infection AUs to make more use of Flim and Flam. I really liked those characters from the show. They're very funny. The 6 stages of the infection in a sketch format. Just a lot of doodles. Rarity freezing as Fluttershy is eaten alive, who was rescued by Flim and Flam. That got scrapped. Rainbow Dash and Applejack both dying as Pinkie and Cheese Sandwich took in their kid as they fled. That's crazy. I'll never stop thinking of Cheese Sandwich as I think I'm remembering who plays this character as Weird Al. An old Rarity reference, old Twilight reference, old Pinkie reference. Twilight, but she only has one kid and shields her away from everything, which also got scrapped. Fluttershy and Rarity, but reversing what happened. Absence Part 3. And now we're going to learn exactly what happened to Scootaloo. Her story begins, I didn't go home. I decided to do some of my own investigation. I knew it. I knew it. As soon as they went up to that house and they were like, no, we should come back later. And Scootaloo was like, okay, I'll just leave now. I'll see you guys around. I knew it. I probably should have said something that would make it more believable that I knew it then. Maybe I didn't know I did. But regardless, did you collect of the samples you needed? Yes, I believe so. Your team will keep me updated on the patients, correct? Has Miss Rarity heard the news about her family's situation yet? No, not yet. Her train is arriving next week. I plan to tell her, along with every pony else together. I don't think Rarity hearing the news alone would be a good idea. Withholding this information this long from the elements of harmony is already too dangerous, Princess. I quickly ran to the back. All the masked ponies were already leaving. I noticed a small crack in the bubble. Decided to pop in. Thought the worst thing that could happen was I got sick. I entered through a window and I smelled something. Something really bad. I shouldn't have turned on the living room light. Oh my god. That's comfort. That's comfort of my gore character. I'm kidding. Reverse that. But holy moly. Apparently Button Mash got infected and spread it to Sweetie and her family. And I guess that's Sweetie Belle who is dying. And that's that's Sweetie Belle's mom's corpse. I couldn't scream. All the air felt like it left my lungs. I was stuck. I then heard it. Her. Is that Sweetie Belle? Scootaloo. Ow, that hurts. Be careful, Moon. Well, I'm sorry. You're so miserable. I'm not a trained professional. Was I supposed to be trained professional? You probably think I'm crazy. What I think is that you need to go to the hospital, Scoot. I said shit earlier, but God help me if I say the F word. French! After an argument and convincing from both ends, Scootaloo decided to go home and tell her aunts about what happened. She left Lily Moon's house that night, but didn't return back to hers. Scootaloo is missing. Then it cuts to Moon, Bloom, and Applejack in an orchard as Rainbow Dash comes hurtling in while they're having a random conversation. Hey, have you guys seen Scootaloo? We haven't seen her, Dash. Is everything all right? No pony has seen her in a week. That can't be right. She told us she was grounded. She lied. Dun dun dun! That sucks. Equestria National Emergency. Equestria is under an emergency lockdown. Ponyville, Canterlot, Western Equestria, Cloudsdale. These areas and surrounding cities are under lockdown. Borders are closed and quarantined. Ponies remain calm. A virus named Neoenteria, recently discovered by a Ponyville medical team. Please remain calm. Your local princess, mayor, governor, will keep the public updated. This virus is caused by a mold. If you spot mold in your house, local park, or garden, contact 555-0100. Remain at home. Stay far from the infected. What really sucks is that this is partially, I feel like, Scootaloo's fault, maybe, for sneaking in and getting infected and then going missing. Like, they had it contained, or at least partly contained. I wonder what they did with the mold that was growing in the garden, though. All right, the next slideshow has My Little Fungus getting an updated cover, like the little art there, and we're going to see some PSAs. Symptoms of neoenternia. Hair begins to become thinner. Allergies, watery eyes, black liquid leaking from nose or eyes, irritated lungs, decreased hunger, horns and wings become weaker. How to protect yourself from neoenternia. Keeping areas clean. Wearing masks outside around the infected. Notifying your local government of mold. The mold was found at a local's house. A sample was taken for research. No vaccine yet. No updates. The locations of mold are mostly trees, usually ones that harbor fruit. Here are non-rotted fruits with mold inside. Gardens are another big one. Keep an eye out for large black patches. Local animals may also carry the virus after eating the mold. Any bite from them could cause the virus to enter the body. I know this is hard to ask from you. I might be honest, but I can hold on to a secret. Even a secret like this? I believe so. But don't ask me to hold my tongue for long. Thank you. I promise you, I'll get this to Celestia as fast as I can. You'd better. No need for more pony family to end up like them. Scootaloo's missing. Date of birth 420. Haha, 420, hilarious. 14 years old, female. Half-bred Pegasus. Eyes purple, hair light purple. Height 3'5", weight 145. Wearing an old yellow hoodie, black headphones. Her wings are smaller than usual Pegasus wings. If you see Scootaloo, please call her aunts Holiday Shores and Lofty Lanes. The Meeting, Part 1. Twilight, 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 wake up! Twilight! Spike? Twilight, Fluttershy, and Zecora are here. Twilight? They're here! Why didn't you wake me up earlier? I've been trying to for like an hour or so. I'm just imagining Spike for an hour standing there, kind of like rocking back and forth on his heels, going, Twilight, 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 Twilight! And each time, like, getting louder and louder for an hour. Spike, is Twilight up yet? Yeah, she'll be right down. Here she is. Formal apologies for making you girls wait so long. I hope I haven't kept you waiting for too long. Twilight joins the two downstairs. She leads them to her living room to discuss further matters. Spike, could you make some tea? All right. Any specific flavors or... I like jasmine. What about you, Zecora? Jasmine is fine. I've brought you two here today because of your herbalist backgrounds. I hope I'm not pulling you away from anything important. I just need you to, like, save the world. Hope you weren't doing anything important, you know. Sorry. The joke is that this is more important. Higher priority, in fact. Oh, it's nothing, Twilight. What questions do you have? Well, how much do you girls know about moles? The Meeting, Part 2. Breaking news! Mayor Lemonheart has called an emergency press conference. Ponies are gathering at City Hall in masses. Our reporter, Clip Clippers, is there right now. Our reporter, Clip Clippers, has ensured that every single popular streamer actually gets more views from clip farming than from actual streams. Has anyone taken a look at those stats? It cuts to static and color bars. Here I am right now at the conference. Ponies are still showing up. Miss Lemonheart is about to begin. Dear Ponyville, as your mayor, I'm doing everything I can about these missing fillies. Stay calm. I promise they will be found, safe and sound. Here's Seaberry and Strawberry Cream, parents of the missing filly. Please bring our little girl home. Seashine, if you hear this, please, please come home. More color bars. Teleporting. Oh gosh, Twilight, are you all right? Yeah, haven't teleported in a bit. Guess I'm a bit rusty. If ill, we should stay still. No worries, girl. I'm fine. Just a slight headache. Twilight, I must ask, why are we here? Why do you need to know about mold? Well, this meeting is here. I just overslept and didn't meet with you too fast enough. We told of the mold we knew. What does the path withhold for us? Well, we're having a mold type of problem. The three travel throughout the hospital. While Fluttershy and Zecora kept asking questions, Twilight kept her answers vague. Still no vaccine. Dr. Stable, I can't keep making false promises. What will happen when this comes out? All blame will be put on me. Miss Lemonheart, we are still figuring out what this is. We can't make progress on a vaccine until we completely understand this thing. Where is that princess you promised? She was supposed to be here hours ago. Twilight arrives in the room. Dr. Stable sighs with relief and guides the party through the halls. A few introductions were made, but every pony stayed mostly quiet. Sorry for the late formal introductions. Dr. Stable, you must be Zecora. I've heard many good things of you. I've been working with Dr. Stable for almost 2 months now. It is a pleasure. The Meeting, Part 3. Trigger warning for gore, blood, dead body, and decay. There's been a few other trigger warnings, but the comments under this one seem to be saying that there's a lot of fucked up stuff here. So sorry for the informal introduction. I know as your mayor, I handled that quite poorly. I love how I gave the mayor a weird voice for like 2 seconds and then immediately just reverted back to my normal talking voice. This mold has been infecting ponies with unknown virus. This mold has no clear history. Maybe this is something more magical. Me, when I'm trying to hire someone and I'm asking the mold about the 2-year gap on their resume, this mold has no clear history. At first, we passed it off as flu season, yet case after case, it has gotten worse. As they pass by one of the cells in what appears to be almost a mental hospital, in what appears to be like the type of mental hospital you'd see in a movie, we look through one of the windows and see a pony with snot running down their snout. As more and more cases come, more ponies are questioning. If their own mayor can't provide an answer, well, Ponyville will just collapse into havoc. As they continue talking, Fluttershy starts having a breakdown. No, this can't be happening. Dear Celestia, this can't be happening. Other stage 6 ponies like this have already been dealt with. We close to 3 more cases like them. We need to work together. This might be hard to swallow, but Equestria needs you. Suddenly Fluttershy screams, no! And the creator has clarified that the corpse in the bed there is Sweetie Belle. Curly? It's Curly. Remember when I was going to make a mouthwashing video? Should I still make a mouthwashing video? Should I? do you think? Maybe next week we'll have a mouth washing video. Fluttershy starts galloping away. No, 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 no! Fluttershy ran throughout the hospital. The others tried to follow, but had lost her. Twilight promised she will talk to Fluttershy soon. Fluttershy charged through nurses. Angry grunts and hollers directed towards her, but she didn't care. She needed to get out. She needed to get home. She starts flying. Isn't that the element of kindness? Why is she in such a hurry? I've never seen Fluttershy go so fast. Oh, that's such a pretty landscape. Fluttershy? Wait, I made cookies. Cinnamon Swirl, your favorite. That couldn't have been real. Why, Twilight? That couldn't have been real. Why, Twilight, show me that? Why did she hide it for so long? I'm sorry to interrupt your crying session, dear, but Rarity called. Rarity? Hours after, with Dr. Stable and Zecora in the Ponyville University Laboratory at 9 p.m. I'm sorry to keep you here so late, Miss Zecora. I expected more help with this. Fluttershy is a sensitive soul. We must be patient with her, Doctor. I love how in the last video I was like, pretty much every one of these Infection AUs has Zecora speaking in rhyme, and then the very next one, that isn't the case for like the first time. I mean, she spoke in rhyme a few times, but like not consistently, I mean. You're correct, but Twilight promised me she would work with us. I guess my expectations were too high. We must work with what we have. Twilight will show sooner or later. Sample for subject 113. Nothing has changed. Next sample. Wait, huh? Does he drop it? Zecora! Seems like the mold spores are being attracted to the right side of the glass. The meeting part 4. Dear Rarity, I'm currently saving up to see you in Canterlot. I know you're only there for a month, but it feels like you've been gone forever. Opal still isn't back yet. I'm sorry. Dad says she was likely taken in by another family. Frowny face. But on some better news, I'm making straight A's, and I got a boyfriend. Don't tell Mom or Dad. They would embarrass me so badly. Writing to you since I can't use my phone right now. Mom grounded me after she found when she got the phone bill. But by next week, I'll be able to call again. Signed, Sweetie Belle. Oh, well, that's horrible. That was the last letter I got from her. I thought she was just busy with school until I got that letter from Twilight. Dear Rarity, urgent, return to Ponyville. We need you here soon. Your family might be in trouble. Tell no one about this. A new virus is on the rise. We suspect that your family may be infected. We are worried for them and you. I'm sorry we cannot explain further. Give us a call when you can. The train ride left was more nerve-wracking, remembering Twilight's message. Was her family all right? She already thought about it, yet now it was becoming reality. Rarity called all of her friends. Only Pinkie picked up. The others were presumed busy. Pinkie was more than excited to hear from her. She offered for them to meet up at the station. Rarity agreed to it. Rarity! Pinkie, sorry to be so late. Late? Your train arrived early. Thought you'd never get here. Well, I told every pony I'd be here next week, but Canterlot Station kept delaying the trains here. Fashionably late, I see. Rarity and Pinkie caught up as they walked to the hotel. On their way there, they noticed some pony flying above them. It was Rainbow Dash. The two mares waved her down. She flew down to them, and the two saw how disheveled she was. Rainbow decided to join them. Scootaloo's missing? Oh dear, I'm sorry. No wonder you're a mess. Haven't stopped looking yet. Applejack is getting tired of patching me up. Darlings, I know you two are busy, but could you possibly stay the night with me? I just feel so alien being back here. Of course, Rarity. I'm all partied out anyways from today. What was Pinkie doing? I'm all partied out. She was hosting raves while a virus is ravaging the city. I guess it's not really at that stage yet, though. Dash, I know with the current situation and all, if you need a friend tonight, I'm here for you, Rarity. Also, Applejack has been telling me to take a break every now and then. Some sprinkles are still in my mane. Hiding a me-sized cake was not a good idea. Rainbow's already asleep. Let her rest, darling. Oh, some pony's calling. Fluttershy. Hello, dear. Finally, some pony answers me back. Applejack and Twilight still haven't called back. What? Wait, what's happening? Okay, so obviously she was just told about the fact that Sweetie Belle's rotting, bloated corpse is in that hospital. That princess has a lot of explaining to do. She saw what now? Rarity, slow down. Not now, Pinkie. We need to catch up to Dash. I'm sure Fluttershy missaw or is exaggerating, maybe. My sister might be dead. Not even a might be. Your sister is dead. I'm sorry. To be continued in Cascade. Okay. Hello, everyone. I took a brief respite from the horrors because it was getting very late and some pony needed to go to sleep. But now I've returned. I've literally done nothing else. I woke up and immediately went right back to this. And that is what I call dedication. So we're just going to keep going. First, we've got the post-meeting profiles. These are the notes of Dr. Stable. First, we have some drafts. Dear Celestia, please understand that something would never dishonor you. I'm ashamed to tell you. Then update, Twilight is refusing to tell Celestia. Nurse Red is threatening me. She'll go to the press. I've tried everything. No medicines are working. And then you need to tell them, etc., etc. There's documents, computer, Internet Explorer. That's crazy. The doctor clicks onto a folder titled EOH Profiles. And then we have notes. Twilight Sparkle, not currently infected. The Princess of Friendship, element of magic. She began work on the case with me soon after I sent the letter. Twilight and I have been working on this for 2 months, though she has been more selective with her friends. I worry that this will backfire. Pros, she's intelligent. The access to her library has been very helpful. Hardworking, she has been at the lab almost every day. Cons, mental state weary. She is beginning to show crack in her mental state. Dishonesty. I believe this will lead into more trouble. I worry about the truth she's hiding from her friends. And from me. And there you go, my friends. That's what happens when you're like, don't tell anyone else. I'm gonna lie to other people, but not to you, which has happened to, people have said that to me on numerous occasions. It always leads you to think, what are they saying about me? You know? What do they say about me behind my back? It's just never a good thing to do that. Try to avoid doing that. Also, this pros cons list is cracking me up. I was hit with a flashbang of a memory. Someone was making a pro and cons list about me and what was on it. I wonder if now makes MLP Infection YouTube videos would be on the pros or cons section. I have no idea. Next up, we've got Applejack. Applejack joined the team as the muscle. She's been collecting all types of samples. Element of honesty is correct. She doesn't hold back. Sometimes I'm a little offended. Her and Twilight have a strong bond. I see why the two are friends. I don't have too much to say about her. She's a fine mare. Pros. Strong. She's been able to knock down infected trees. Provides food. It's been nice to have home-cooked foods. For cons, she's busy. Due to the season, Applejack has a large workload. And too close. Applejack might be too close to the patients and might let it slip to the public. Pinkamena Diane Pie. Twilight has said positive things about the element of laughter. Although we haven't talked, Pinky seems to light up the room. What I find kind of funny is that Applejack's little profile here had 3 paragraphs of text, and then tacked onto the end was, I don't have much to say about this one. And then the next one is Pinky, who has 1 small paragraph of text and no addendum of, I really don't have a lot to say about this one. Pros, active. Pinky seems to be up to date with most things, almost weirdly aware. And reliable. Pinky always has something up her sleeve. Whatever you need, she seemingly has it. Unfortunately, her cons are physically weak, while agile she's not very strong. I beg to differ. Remember the Pinky senses. It's got to count for something. Fluttershy, the element of kindness. Fluttershy was told of the virus. At the first sight of body, she panicked. Twilight reassured me she would talk to her. Hopefully she'll be able to help after Twilight's talk. Pros, good with animals, herbalist information. Cons, easily scared and sensitive. I have little to no information about these. We'll update soon. Then we got Rainbow Dash, the element of loyalty. Rainbow Dash has been busy with looking for Scootaloo. Applejack says she's been reckless lately, that she's been getting hurt left and right. The Pegasus is putting herself in unnecessary risk. Applejack has no other comments. Rainbow has no reason to suspect anything going on, yet Applejack is her fiancé, and I wouldn't be surprised if she told her anything. Pros, fast. She's incredibly fast. This could be useful for later incidents. And loyal. If she's as loyal as everyone says, she will make a great member of the team. Cons. Stubborn. At times she might not listen or be too decidated to do something. Reckless. As I said before, she's putting herself in harm's way. This might be a problem down the line. And finally, Rarity, the element of generosity. As of right now, I have very little notes. Rarity is stuck in Canterlot and we haven't heard back from her. Pros, a neat freak. This need of cleanliness will be good for the future. Good with fabrics. Making protective gear will be essential. Cons, dramatic. This might cause problems. And weak. Again, she's not that strong. Here we have Lyra Heartstrings, a music teacher at Ponyville Middle School. Loves her wife, the two are very close. The opted for adoption for their niece Lyra was upset about her sister's recklessness. She vowed she would take care of Adam, tries the best she can, Bonbon supports her, and she supports Bonbon. And then this is Bonbon, a retired SMILE agent, living a peaceful life married to Lyra in Ponyville. Bonbon works at home making sweets for her business. She often finds her kids sneaking candies from her work area. Armor Adamique Adam. Adopted by her aunts Lyra and Bonbon, she calls them moms. Adam was adopted by her aunt Lyra after her parents became unfit to raise her. She has been with them since she was 11. She attends Ponyville High. She's close friends with Lily Moon, being exes actually, but they don't like to talk about it. She's very high energy. Bonbon loves doing her hair, and Adam picks out different hair types each morning. Big B Barnabas, adopted by Lyra and Bonbon a year after they adopted Adam. B was born with leg deformities that left him without his back legs. Due to his biological parents being very young, the two decided to give him up so he would have a better life. B is constantly up and going. He's doing everything to get his cutie mark, never giving up on anything. He loves his moms and big sister. They framed the drawing he did of the family in the living room. Pipsqueak, adopted by Luna after his mother dies. After begging and begging Luna to join the Bat Pony Army, she finally gave in. Now Pipsqueak is being trained by a trust guard / friend of Luna's. Imagine for a moment getting reincarnated into the My Little Pony universe, and your literal name, your God-given name, I guess parent-given name, the name you have to introduce yourself, or I guess change, the one your parents saw fit to name you, the name that you have to write down on government forms, the name you have to learn how to sign on documents, except they're not teaching you how to do that in schools anymore, but it's a thing you'll have to do, possibly. Imagine that name, that one that you are referred to as, is Pipsqueak. Why? Here's Cheerily and Berryshine. Cheerily has continued being a teacher. Berryshine has been sober for over a year. The two have always been distant. The half-sisters had drifted apart. Recently, Berryshine reconnected with Cheerily. With a rocky start, the two even move in together. Although Berryshine has seemingly caught the flu, she assures Cheerily it's nothing. They're gonna die. The end is coming. It is time to sing the doom song. Doom da doom 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 doom. 6 months later. Doom da doom 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 doom. Alright, so up until this point, almost everything that we've been seeing has been kind of setting up the infection. I don't totally know why it was necessary for us to be shown a bunch of updated profiles. I did like the bit of world building in that the first few that we saw were these digital profiles created by the Doctor about the characters we've already seen, kind of showing what information the Doctor has gotten. However, the just repeating the profile things did feel a bit redundant to me, but that's okay. Now we are starting a series. You know how we've seen, like, The Meeting was a series with 4 parts. This is the meat of the series, titled Cascade, which has 10 total sections. We're going to start with section 1, obviously. Why would we start with any other section? I don't know. I'm stupid. You guys know this at this point. Let's get into this. That same night at Ponyville High. Which same night? It's been so long. I've forgotten what was happening most recently, but I guess we'll figure it out. I know I mentioned this a minute ago, but there's a real sense of eeriness in kind of putting these characters onto these liminal spacey backgrounds of schools and just suburban areas. I don't know. It's cool. I like it a lot. Where is that filly? She said she would be here. Applejack. Oh, howdy, girls. We weren't expecting to see you two here. Yeah, this is Adam's first recital. What about Applebloom? Is she nervous? Aw, shucks, of course not. That filly's already backstage. It was good seeing you, Applejack, but we've got to get our filly backstage. Cheerily, is that you? Yep, in the flesh and blood. Haha, didn't expect to see you here. You always come to these shows? Yes. Mostly I'm here to cheer on my old students. Show should be starting soon. Talk to you after the show. It'll be nice to catch up. Backstage, Applebloom looks out at the empty chairs with text over them saying crowd full of ponies. I love that. If any of y'all have played, I got really burnt out on it after a short amount of time. But for a little bit, Lethal Company was a really fun game. And that one update that turned the arachnophobia setting where you could click it and it turned the spider enemies into just the text spider. That was awesome. I thought Sweetie Belle would at least show up for this. Even Scootaloo was excited. I have to go to the bathroom. Are you sure? If you're not feeling well, we can go home. No, I just need to use the bathroom. Cascade Part 2. Zecora and company quickly rush to the school as dusk descends around them. Where is she? I'll find her. Wait here. The Doctor slowly walks down the aisle. He's getting married. Applejack, we have a problem. Doc, What kind of problem? The end of the world type of problem. I have to run to the little Philly's room real quick. Don't worry. I'm filming every single bit, Bonbon. Hold on. Is that who I think it is? Holy shit, it is. That is so cool. That is so cool. Holy moly. One of the best creators on this platform making Infection AU content and like MLP adjacent content has an OC in one of the series. I wonder, have they reacted to it? They must have. That's so cool. Holy moly. I love that. Applejack, what are you doing out here? Oh, friendship emergency. You know, would you two gals be able to take Apple Bloom home? Of course, Applejack. I hope every pony is okay. Inside the bathroom, a strange crunch noise. Bonbon freezes, her ears twitching. What is that sound? We see from her point of view as she slowly opens the metal door, revealing stalls. Oh my god. Inside the bathroom, Berry Shine is on top of and cannibalizing another pony, blood dripping from her maw. Pony beneath her has tears streaking down her face, but the eyes seem to have gone cold already. This is also a good time to bring up that the creator keeps putting cameos to a bunch of other people's OCs, people who have supported the series, or even like regular commenters or people in a Discord server that they were a part of. They'll just create an OC and it'll get inserted into the series, which I think is really cool. Cascade Part 3. Bonbon's face falls as she stares at the gore before her, and she screams, and we cut back to Applejack. That's Bonbon. We need to turn around. Applejack, we don't have time. She'll be all right. If you ain't gonna go back for her, I'm going back by myself. What's with the screaming? Maybe someone is dying? Gives us a good enough excuse to ditch this. Not funny, Moon. Miss Song Note, what do we do now? Bonbon, I tried to get here as fast as I could. I fear you were correct to trust your intuition. Oh, thanks, Doctor. Glad you decided to join us. I fear you were right to trust your intuition after literally just telling her, no, we don't have time for this. This isn't important. She'll be fine. I didn't mean to. She lunged at me. I didn't mean to. Okay, did Bonbon kill the infected? Holy moly. What? That's crazy. Bonbon just beat them the fuck up. That's awesome. Oh, Bonbon. We should have stayed. We couldn't do much. We already told our side of the story, and the paramedics already know of the infection. Right now, the most important thing is getting to Twilight, and they speed down the road in this car. Cascade Part 4. Despite protests from Applejack, Dr. Stable had convinced her to leave. As the school evacuated, Lily Moon searched for Apple Bloom, who somehow got separated from the group. Lily Moon left the group and made it to a familiar path. He knew where Apple Bloom had gone now. Oh my, Apple's on the swing set. Lily joins her. Did you get your tetanus shot before you got on these swings? What's wrong? Besides a murder literally happening at our school. This was a big night. Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle, then my sister leaving, then Bonbon going crazy, screaming about that pony turning into a monster. Well, I have something to tell you. I saw Scootaloo before she disappeared. She was manic and said Sweetie was a monster and bit her. I tried to convince her to go to the hospital. You know what happened? And you hid it from me? Those were my friends, Moon. I know. I just couldn't bring myself to tell you. It made no sense. I didn't know how to tell you. Where are you going? Far from you! Apple Bloom starts running into an unknown direction. Lily Moon follows right behind her. Apple Bloom! Apple Bloom, come back! Apple Bloom is stopped dead in her tracks. Bloom, there you are. Oh dear, she definitely sees something. And then so does Lily, and they both are staring. Dear Celestia. Oh my god, that's terrifying. That's so disturbing. I love the art. That's so cool. We've done a few recently that had cool art, but I've been missing art that like chills my bones, you know, really oopy goopy disturbing stuff. And I couldn't recognize the character from first glance, but there's people in the comments and the creator seems to be confirming that the character is Seashine, a filly that went missing way earlier in the series. Cascade Part 5. They are depending on you, Twilight. They need you. They need you as their princess. They need you. They need you. They need you. They need you. You're going to fail them. You've already failed them. You've failed. Twilight! Princess Twilight, we have made a discovery. Twilight Sparkle, where are you? Twilight, come out. You have some explaining to do. What in the hay are you girls doing here? Ah, so I see. It's not just Twilight lying to us. It's you too, Applejack. Girls, please calm down. You take that back right now, Missy. I ain't no liar. Damn, calling Applejack a liar. What does this world come to? Except for that one episode when Discord hypnotizes them. Please stop arguing. Enough! Not telling your friend her family died and pretending like it didn't happen seems like a lie, you traitor! Rarity, stop them fightin' words, Rarity. Girls, enough! No, I will not stop. You lied to us. You didn't tell Dash. Do you even care about her? Enough! Cascade Part 6. Everyone turns to stare at Twilight, who just let out a scream. You might notice Fluttershy in the background of this image shaking like a leaf. Also, the art style changes slightly in terms of now there are text boxes on the slides. I'm sorry for lying to you all. I thought I could cure the disease and save your family, Rarity. I'm sorry. I should have never hid this from you. I should have been truthful from the start. My family is gone, Twilight. I didn't even have the chance to say goodbye. There was literally no reason to keep it from them. You guys do freaking everything together. That's your whole thing. If something crazy is going on, wouldn't you need all the other elements to help? Isn't that the entire premise of the show that you originate from? After all the quote-unquote lessons that you've learned over the course of time, you're still going to not only keep them out of the loop, but keep them out of the loop when people are dying and whatnot? Dr. Stable, what discovery have you made? Twilight says, completely ignoring Rarity. Zecora and I were running tests until I noticed that Neo-Internia was acting weird. The mold and the virus, they're tag-teaming the immune system. The immune system is getting double-ended. Spit roasted, if you will. I'm sorry. Hey, this is the main way YouTube knows who my target audience is, so deal with it. The virus breaks down the immune system. After the immune system has been taken from both ends and totally destroyed, it allows the mold to fester inside the body, eating the magic within. All of the friendship will be eaten. Here are Dr. Stable's notes. The Neo-Internia virus, the infected cells, a regular pony cell, how the infected changes over time, how magic cells are getting corrupted. All the samples Applejack and I have collected over the past weeks. And now Rainbow Dash is mad at Applejack, or just, shocked. What? Applejack? I believed you. I believed you weren't involved. You are lying. How could you? You three are monsters. Who else is hiding some crazy bullshit from us? Actually, I have something I've been hiding too. Everyone turns to Pinkie Pie. Since everything's coming out, it's best to know I've been working with Nurse Redheart. And everyone's just staring at her. Oh, this is fantastic. I love this. Then the creator Marmar made a celebration for reaching 2,000 followers, which is honestly crazy. Like, we've seen so much of the series thus far, and so much effort has gone into it. I would have imagined way more at this point. And this is back in 2024. So, and also the bio says AI artists do not engage, which is awesome. Hell yeah, human-made art only. Fuck AI. So I don't know. I feel like maybe we should go give them some followers. Maybe I say that with all things that we look at, but a lot of times the infection AUs that we cover, I'll go on to TikTok and they'll have 100,000 or even 500,000, followers. And I don't think that me making a video will make much of a difference. But sometimes I stumble across a series that's like way more underrated. Not saying that this is one of those times necessarily, but it's been really cool. One of my favorite parts about doing this is it's been really cool to see the impact that making a video on a series I like has had sometimes on getting people from my existing audience to go check out the other thing. Like, you guys are really cool. So anyways, yeah, if you're interested, go on to TikTok. The link will be in the description. If they have a link tree, I'll just put that down there. And yeah, let's continue. Cascade Part 7. Pinkie, how? When? What are you talking about? I know that this is quite surprising. It was surprising to me when Nurse Redheart came to me about it. It was a stormy night when she came to visit me. Dun dun dun! She was panicked and said she didn't know who to turn to, and at the time my Pinkie senses were going crazy. She slid me the files of Patient Zero. I read through and understood why she was so worried. She asked me for my help, and with what I just read, I couldn't reject this request. She told me that Dr. Stable refused to tell Celestia, so she entrusted me to find her help. As soon as I could, I told my super secret conspiracy theory group. Your what? Of course they were in. She was so surprised when I brought everyone. Oh, this is fantastic. I love this. We decided we needed to secure Ponyville. So for a while now, we've been protecting Ponyville from infected. Pinkie, why didn't you tell me about this? Twilight, you're working with Dr. Stable, and we've been stealing your notes too. But how? My notes have been in my castle, locked up. I told you, Twilight, I'm not working alone. Who could... You don't mean... Yeah, it was me, says Starlight Glimmer, who appears out of the ether with... Oh my god, with Scootaloo. Holy shit, what? What? Alive. This is crazy. This meeting of the minds is insane. Ponies needed protecting, and you weren't there. Hey, every pony. I've been really enjoying these last few slideshows. The whole thing has been fantastic. My Little Fungus. Hell yeah. People have been requesting this one for a while. I'm glad that we're getting to it now. Sorry it takes me so long, guys. Gotta be patient. Gotta be patient. Keep requesting it though, so I don't forget, because there's so many on the list at this point. I appreciate it. But yeah, these last few slides have been the character. The way that they interact with each other has been amazing. Cascade Part 8. Scootaloo. Scootaloo runs and embraces Rainbow Dash. Scootaloo. Rainbow Dash. Scootaloo, these scars. Stay back, Twilight. None of us trust you anymore. I'm so sorry, Princess Twilight. Starlight, how can this be? I'll explain soon, but that's not why I'm here. There was another attack on the school. Wait, what? The infection is spreading. Much faster than we thought. Are you okay to talk about it, Scoot? Yeah. I broke into Sweetie's house and was bitten and infected. I ran away. I knew I was going to turn into one of those monsters. Babs found me one night during an attack. She took me back to the Red Heart's base. We cut off the infected area, and even her wings, as precaution. Sadly, we were too late. Scootaloo was midway through Stage 2, but Trixie was tired of losing ponies. She used all of her magic to save Scootaloo. Whoa, that art with the light coming out of the eye, which we now see the eye as this, mildly deformed thing. That's crazy. Despite all that magic, Scootaloo is still infected. It's just that it's been intensely slowed. I could have told that part of the story. Poor Trixie. Her normal personality seems to have dimmed somewhat. Also, her horn is burnt. That's bad horn burnout. Not even that could cure them. No spell can cure this. This is incurable with magic. Twilight, something is happening. There's an emergency again. Oh, it's the emergency warning that we saw earlier. I guess that was just kind of like concept art or foreshadowing, but now that broadcast is actually going out. Okay. Technically, the final 2 slideshows of Cascade are the beginning of Season 2. For now, I'm gonna read the last 2 parts of Cascade, and then we will return to Season 2, hopefully when it's completed. We shall see. Again, go support the creator, so we can get, more stuff, and so that they can hopefully, I don't know if they have a Patreon or what. If I find one, I will put it down below in the description. But yeah, any way that we can support artists, guys, we got to do it. Cascade Part 9. They're all staring at the TV as this announcement goes live. Starlight, you said something about the school. Was Apple Bloom involved? Apple Bloom and her friend were involved. They are fine, but a bit shaken up. Where are you going? Rainbow Dash yells at Applejack. I need to make sure my sister's all right. Let me pass. You've been lying to me for weeks. You knew everything. I'm your fiancé. Well, you've been in and out. I haven't been able to talk to you. I've been so stressed with the farm, Granny, and everything, Rainbow. My sister almost died to one of these monsters. Sweetie Belle did die, and yet you couldn't even give a fuck about her. Girls, come on, let's stop fighting. We have bigger matters at hoof right now. If you walk away, we're over. Holy shit. Ultimatum time. That's crazy. If you go check on your sister, we're breaking up. We're no longer getting married. And Applejack's walking away without even responding. Oh, there we go. I guess we're done then. Applejack leaves. The room becomes quiet. Soon the others leave, some faster than others. Apple Dash angst goes crazy. And now we come to Cascade Part 10 out of 10, the moment you have all been waiting for, the end to the Cascade arc, and what is kind of the beginning of opening up into Season 2. I'm excited. It's also going to be the end of this video. Hopefully we can return to this series. But yeah, this video is going to be so long. I apologize, Bella, for how much you're going to have to be editing. You're awesome. Let us begin. Babs Seed. Where did they go? Where did they go? They couldn't have gone far, Babs. I'm sure it was just one. An emergency flare. Are they outside the school? Probably. No, they're seeing flares go up. That's the same color as... Oh no. How could I be so reckless? Stop blaming yourself. We just need to get there. Oh, right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I forgot about this. Okay, this was also happening. Jesus. There's one of the infected. There's the infected shambling forward to attack Lily. Suddenly, I believe an axe gets hurled into the infected's head. What the hey was that thing? That's a long story. Come on, let's get out of here. I guess, wait, so they just kill it or knock it away? Wow. Well, thank God, I guess. Wait, Babs. Meanwhile, paramedic pony number 1. What's the holdup, Horseshoe? Calm your tail. Traffic is crazy right now. Dr. Stable needs the specimen at the hospital now. Is the specimen gonna come to life in the body bag and like claw out and start attacking them? What in the name of Tartarus? What's going on back there? The body, it just moved. I called it. I called it. I'm so good. I'm so good. I'm amazing. I'm the greatest. I'm the most entertaining person ever of all time, you know? That's what they've been saying. That's what the streets have been saying. Daniel Profeta, the Daniel Profeta channel, soon to be the only YouTuber on planet Earth. Chew on that. Chew on it. Chew on it. I remember the last time that I said something along the lines of, I'm the best and everyone loves me. And someone in the comments, it was more than one person, but there was one comment in particular, genuinely took that seriously, and they were like, I think that you should calm down, man. You know, people like humility. I prefer my creators to be more humble. You sound like an asshole and an arrogant prick. And it's like, I was being sarcastic. My friend, my brother in Christ. It was a joke. Anyways, not to bring up nonsense that doesn't matter. But I just was flashbanged with a memory and thought it was silly. Are they still alive? They can't be. Their frontal lobe is crushed, and they lost too much blood to even be functioning. It's mostly like post-mortem muscle spasms. And the car continues driving. Inside, Dr. Stable and Zakora. The hospital called. The ambulance hasn't shown up yet. Time is of the essence. Doctor, we've reached a rapid incline. We have. What in Tartarus is that? It can't be. No. Oh, uh-oh. There's the ambulance. Oh, that looks wretched. That's horrible. And there's bodies ripped to shreds in there. We need to warn the others before it's too late. It finally found us, says Princess Luna in a void. It has. Now everyone will pay for our mistakes, says Celestia. And we can see the Tree of Harmony vaguely. How did it even manage to reach Equestria? The tree slowly starts to glow. And is that a jar of the infection? And that's the end. That is the conclusion of Cascade. I wonder if Luna and Celestia fought a similar virus in the past and like sealed it away inside of the tree or something, and now it's returned somehow. Either way, I think that Luna and Celestia have some explaining to do, you know? Because if people had known about it, right? If people were just aware, there could have been more preventative measures taken, probably. People would know to cut off the infected limbs, right? Because we heard earlier doing that apparently works, except for when you've progressed into stage 2. Who knows? Who knows? That is the end of Season 1 and a little bit of Season 2 of My Little Fungus, my favorite mushroom-related and mold spore-related My Little Pony Infection AU. Thank you guys so much for joining me. That was crazy. That was fun. I really liked how all-encompassing it felt. It felt like watching a movie. We kept cutting between different characters having their own things going on. We incorporated most of the characters from the show. The art style was fantastic. I know I keep using the adjective fantastic. I need to stop doing that. The art style was gorgeous. I really liked it. The actual designs of the infected were really cool. Will probably end up in the thumbnail because I think they're cool. And yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens next in my little fungus. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. And before I go, I would like to thank all of the cool people over on Patreon. Thank you, Rue, Nervous, Cupid, Delphi, Joe, Bug, Linty, Paper, Gun, Draco, Kyojin, Dayton, Dark Beast, Bile, Coyote, Bat Noise, Phoenix, Bees, Amelia, Thomas, Justin, Tom, Dave, Elkie, Stardrop, Nude, Joseph, Mr. Fox, George, Boris, Kim, Rotten, Desemiotic, Jasper, Harry, Dugan, and Z.